Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. Oh man, traffic is nuts and it's like super hot out here. And I've been trying to find a spot with a good signal. So thanks for you guys sticking around. I hope you can hear me. I got the AC on, it's not on too high, so it shouldn't be too loud. Um, what's going on? Yeah, it's been crazy. But yeah, I wanted to get on here real quick because it's the weekend. I know a lot of people who never pay again members is having trouble with getting onto Merkabah Academy. You guys are getting redirected to WordPress. It's an ongoing issue, and then with the whole cyber issue, it just got kind of worse. But yeah, it's a workaround to that, and a lot of you guys, if you just clear your browser cache, reinstall Google Chrome, that should fix it. Also, I know it works well with Firefox and Internet Explorer. I don't think Safari's having any issues, but for the most part, most people are fixing the issue. But anybody that's still having trouble, make sure you shoot me an email. I've already contacted WordPress, and they're aware of the issue and they working on it. I don't know what the issue is, but for some reason, it's keep getting redirected. It happened on my computer as well, but I fixed it, so it's working on my computer. It's working on all my computers and my laptops and my phones. So I don't know. There's a lot of people still sending me emails about having that problem. So that's the workaround for that situation. Also, yeah. So never pay again members. This is the reason why. So those two videos that came out, and I asked you guys to pay $9.99 for those videos. I put out a lot of videos over the years, like because of this situation with Podia and they changing their policy. Those two videos, I put out the link for you guys to buy for $9.99 for all Never Pay Again members for those two videos. The reason why I did that is because it's a workaround to that. So it's a little loophole. So the thing is, their policy, all the videos before that I put out, or anybody put out, I can't go back in there and send unlimited videos. So unless you pay for those, you can have unlimited access. So the reason why I said to get those videos for $9.99, because now, if you guys go back into that link on Podia, where you purchase those videos for all my Never Pay Again members, if you go back in there, you'll see Stock Market Final, and you'll also see Saturn Satan Final. It's in there. So I went from 2 videos to 4. So now what I can do is whenever a new video come out, if it's an issue, I can always add it to that list. That way, Never Pay Again members, you'll have access to download the video until we get the platform straightened out on Merkabah Academy. So it's a workaround for that. So for all the people who got that video for $9.99, you also go back to that link and you can see Stock Market Final as well as Saturn Satan is in there. So this is how we're going to do it until I get a workaround and find a better platform to fix that whole situation. But yeah, I appreciate you guys waiting and everything. I tried to do this yesterday. It wasn't in the cards. There's so much shit going on because of the whole cyber issues. It's people flying out that I know. It's people flying everywhere. There's a lot of fucking problems with that whole shit. Like I said on Instagram, a lot of people bought into the whole Trump assassination bullshit. So I guess they figure, hey, if people dumb enough to fall for that, then we're going to see what else we can do. So if anybody that's into computers, everybody don't have my PhD in computer science. So I know computers. Anybody who knows computers knows there is no fucking way in the world this is an accident from an update. Like, come on, if you're a company, you know damn well you're not going to get somebody that kind of access to cripple your entire system that other companies is connected to, that's going to cause you to, have a shutdown and potentially lose billions of dollars, right? Which, it's deeper than that. With Corona, they shut down NCAA and everything else. It's not even about money with them. This is deeper than that. So a lot of people thinking, well, why would they do this if they know they're going to lose a bunch of money? I mean, betting apps are still down. A lot of shit is still down. So it's not a complete fix yet. This is just the beginning. I'll get more deeper into this. I don't want to put too much on YouTube because I know how it is. But yeah, this was a big issue. And you look at what's being shut down, especially with the flying in the airport. That's crazy. So I think Spirit flying out. There's a couple smaller airlines that's flying out that didn't use that system. That's about it. But I think all tickets is sold out to anywhere at the moment. Let me see. What's up? Choose wisely from Dubai. Let me say shout outs to everybody. I appreciate y'all for waiting around. Karen, what's the deal? Let me see. I use Canva. Internet shut down. It's a test run. Yes, it's definitely a test run. Clement, what's the deal? Let me see. Yeah, thanks to everybody who made it live. I know it's Saturday, it's the afternoon. A lot of people running around getting shit done. But I had to do this now because I got a lot going on, and I don't want to miss doing this and talking about this. Let me see. Yeah, I'm definitely was real late. I appreciate y'all for hanging around. Michael, salute. Let me see. We got like 49 people on here. But yeah, I talked about this in the Guide of 2025 about the, you know, cyber attack. They are clear to say this is not a cyber attack. They want to keep saying that it's an update. I mean, I would rather just say it's a fucking cyber attack, because saying it's a fucking update issue just makes it's worse. It's like, come on, there's no way. Anybody who's ever done an update or design one, because if you build a platform on your own, make your own software, that when you do updates, you put things in place. It's parameters you put in place to not shut down other things. You can lock certain pathways off to make sure if it's any type of corruption or even a hack, that it won't affect the rest of your files. That would just be careless and stupid on the part of a major company that has, big billion-trillion-dollar corporations that is working with. So it's no way in the world a fucking update caused all this shutdown. And you got to look at everybody that's involved. All these people is in the same umbrella, same cabal, own the own shit, the same shit. The people who own the airlines, own the sports teams, and own everything else. It's the same umbrella of people who can't afford to have something like this happen. The fact that it's affecting a lot of smaller businesses that use Microsoft is crazy. But we'll see what the fix is to all this. They're supposed to have implemented some type of fix already, but it ain't worked yet. We'll see what happens tomorrow, what happens by Monday. But I know betting apps is down, which I'm mad as hell because I had a bunch of parlays in place. And I don't know how they did until the apps come back up. But it's a lot going on with that. And we'll see what the turnout is. Like, meanwhile, oh my goodness, the Trump shit, the Trump assassination bullshit was so funny. Like, they didn't even try with that shit. That was the fakest bullshit I ever seen. When you look at the layout and where the dude took it, first of all, people got videos of him climbing up there, laying down before he took the shot. There's no way in the world that place shouldn't have been crawling with Secret Service. It's bullshit. People buying in on that shit, wearing patches on their ear, is fucking hilarious. People actually believing in this shit. I think America should be scared, because if people dumb enough to believe in this, they'll believe in anything. Like this whole, cyber attack thing, this whole update problem. I think America should be worried that they are so many people is accepting of this fake ass Trump. He wasn't even man enough to take a real shot. He had to get grazed in the air because he's too old to take an actual bullet and make it look real. And then, people are going to say, oh, somebody died in that whole thing. Man, they sacrifice thousands of people all the time. Look what happened with 9/11. They don't care about killing one person. And if you understand that whole thing, who did Trump have issues with getting promotion from? The police and fire unit. So now he want to, kiss the helmet of the firefighter who got killed and, try to get the support of the police and fire department after this guy dies. And that's weird that was going on. And then now all of a sudden this guy get killed. It just happened to be somebody that's in a position that dies. The one person, that dies. So you got to look at all that bullshit. I'm just shocked so many people. I ain't shocked. So many people buying this shit. It's sickening. It's crazy. I'm good, y'all. Still sure it was actually... I believe that. Oh, use it. My intros I do on After Effects. AM Beast Coast 19. I do all my intros on After Effects and Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere. So that's what I used when I was in film school, and I do all my intros or any type of graphics. I use those. Canva I use for some stuff, but for my intros I do After Effects. But yeah, use Adobe. Adobe is just top of the line. It's the best. You can get the whole suite. I think now if you're a student, just say you're a student, you can do it for I think it's like $19 a month. Excuse me. Papa Lance, what's the deal from DC? Got cousins out there. Oh yeah, my waves, man. Yo, like I like real shit. I one time I was gonna grow my hair out. I used to have back in the day. I used to have real long hair. I mean, like down the hair when I was in high school and shit. So like, I just get so busy, and like I don't like to use different barbers. Like my barber I go is safe, is cool. I know everybody there. So like if he's booked or he's flown out, I wait. Like if he's going on vacation and nobody touches my hair, but him, and I might shake myself up. But I was going to grow it out, but it's too hot for that shit. Here it's like 112 here in Las Vegas, so you can't grow hair out here. Ken, what's the deal? Ken Oz Open 17, what's the deal? Welcome. Yeah, Simeon, if you pay for and this for because some people send messages about that. If you are a never pay again member, don't buy shit. Just send an email. Just wait. Don't buy shit unless you want to support and just look out anyway. Cool, but don't buy shit. If you are a never pay again member, you don't have to buy any digital downloads. You don't. The only ones I needed you guys to buy was that two, and that was for a really good reason, so I can get you guys back in getting the free one. So, like I said, I put out 100 videos and a bunch of videos for free. So paying 9.99, come on, like, you guys can do that to get those two videos to fix a problem. But besides that, don't buy nothing else. Just wait, send an email. If it's an issue, we'll fix it. But it's just because we're doing so much with the site and updating, shit get messed up. It's just like it is what it is. It's a we'll all have it fixed. But if you have an issue with getting back on Merkabah Academy, shoot an email or send me a comment. That's the fastest way. If you need to get my attention, just write a comment inside Instagram, and I'll see that because I'm on my Instagram a lot. So on my Instagram, at the real Merkabah, if it's important, just go in the comment section and say, hey, I'm having an issue, and then I'll inbox and we'll straighten that whole thing out. But if you got a problem with getting videos on Merkabah Academy, or you're not getting the videos, I don't send out download links no more because Podia limited to 100 people. So I can't send out unlimited download links no more with them. So that's the reason why I said get the $9.99 two videos. So all I got to do is just add it to that, and then you can just have them. So I sent everybody who's a never pay again member that link. If you didn't get that link, shoot me an email and I'll send you that link. You need that link. It's just how it's the workaround. Until unless you have access to Merkabah Academy, if it's not messing up for you, you can go right to the never pay again section. The video is right there as I've shown. That's where you go. You can see all the videos. You can watch everything right there on Merkabah Academy. You don't have to download anything. So that's the fix to that. But I know there's a lot of people who didn't get the updates, excuse me, or the emails. Shoot me an email. I'll fix the issue, and we'll get that straightened out. Yeah, hell yeah, that shit was staged. That shit is hilarious, man. I really can't believe people, especially with the AirPad shit. That shit is funny. But there's no way in the world. Like, one, if you just play the video and look at the Secret Service sniper, he shoots first. Like, the reaction time is way off from where Trump's supposed to get hit, and when he lets that shot off from the roof, he's already facing the shooter. So, like, anybody knows, if you're military, you already know, like, there's no way he's not seeing this sniper already on the roof, setting up and laying out. And there's already people who was calling the cops, and that shit should have came over the earpiece long before any shots was let off, that this guy was climbing on the roof with a gun. He should have been taken out by Secret Service long before anything happened. They should have been crowded around that building. It was like what, like 4 vantage points where a shooter can get a shot off. All those spaces, which you can see from the diagram that they show you, you can see from the layout, all those spaces should have been crawling with cops and Secret Service members before he even stepped up there to talk. Like, if that was legit, I'm firing my whole Secret Service team and getting a whole new team, because they're trying to get me killed. Because there's no fucking way you missed the main spot where a shooter would set up and shoot. It's staged. And the fact that, like I said, we don't trust the news. Like, these platforms that's jumping on it, like, anybody who you fuck with that's promoting this shit as real, you don't fuck with them no more. Like, don't look at them as being a source of real information, because they on some bogus bullshit. There's no fucking way. No way in the world that this was an actual, like, come on. And then this dude come on, man. Like you just happen to graze his ear. And then if you guys seen the video, where the woman is in the crowd and she's not reacting at all. She takes out her phone and she records it. That's how she takes pictures and she records. That's how we get those shots of him when the Secret Service is on top of him. Now we know who took the photos. So it's so much in the videos that came out so far. That those videos and just spectator videos, that's more than enough to show the shit was some stage bullshit, and the dude lost his life, got killed, supposedly, behind the whole thing. So it's definitely something that everybody should be looking into. That it's crazy shit. Karen, what's the deal? Peace, boss. What's the deal? The Marcus, I appreciate it. Jeremy Austin, I appreciate it. Hey, you guys is cool. I appreciate you guys sending, what is this, stars or whatever the hell this shit is. Make sure you guys get Saturn Satan. The link is in the description. If you guys didn't see Saturn Satan Final, grab it. The link is in the description, as well as the link to the whole complete series is all in the description. Make sure you guys get that. So if you didn't see the rest of the series, the whole series is in there. Make sure you guys check it out. It's a deep video. It's probably the best Saturn Satan besides the first one. It's the last one. I say the best one for last, and you guys will see what I mean when you guys watch that one. 1 second. Jeremy, again, appreciate it. Yeah, the political WWE shit is crazy. You know what? When you conscious, you understand what's going on. You know all this shit for show. Because some people, the person who don't understand what's going on, they'll think that this whole thing was done just to get votes. And like people say, oh, he faked assassination. He's trying to get votes and make himself look like. There's no way in the fucking world somebody almost blow my head off. I'm gonna get up and put my fist up and pump my fist and everything, like everything good. Get me to my bulletproof limo quickly as possible, which is the protocol usually. You get them away from the event because you don't know how many people are involved. You neutralize the shooter. Well, that means there's an active shooter situation going on, and the press is now suspects. The public, is now suspects. Everybody's a suspect because you don't know how many people are involved. So the whole protocol is to get the president away from the scene, back to the motorcade and out of there, which they did not do. So you got to look at that because, one, I'm like, well, where's any other shooters? This guy got a gun on top of a roof. If he got that far through security, who else did, and what else do they have? Is it bombs involved? Like, what the fuck is going on that this guy got a shot off to he almost blow my fucking head off? There's no way. Get me to my limo. So that tell you right there some bullshit. So it's a lot with that. But it's not about getting votes. The fucking president is already picked. They know who the hell the president is going to be already. And none of that shit is about votes. It's just about the controversy and getting everybody engaged in the situation. It's a distraction from a lot more shit that's going on. And then now, to take away from that, we have this whole cyber bullshit going on to take away from the Trump shit. And that's how they do it. It's the same shit over and over again. That's how they do the shit. So don't even look at it and be like, this was something big. They can't even report on it with a straight face. It's so horrible. Yeah, right. If he would have died, I would have been like, okay, yeah, and it was real. Dolomite, what's the deal? Oh, salute, Nick. Happy birthday, good brother. Simeon, what's the deal? Appreciate it. Yeah, and that's a good question, Michael. A lot of people don't think we're going to make it to an election, that something's going to happen before that. I mean, election is a big spectacle. I mean, that's their bread and butter. So we'll have that. And the guy who you got, remember me saying this now, the guy you have to pay attention to, and there's going to be more coming out with him later on, is the vice president pick that Trump picked. This guy is fucking interesting. And you got to look at this with him. One, his age. Two, if Trump dies, remember, if Trump dies, that guy will be president if Trump wins. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot more with him later on. I'll get into that. It's too much to get into. With his past and everything that's around this guy. They're going to start talking about him soon. Yeah, I heard there may have been 2 shooters. It's always that situation. Like, it's either 2 shooters or and they always release a 3 name with the shooter. You notice how they always do that. Whenever it's a shooter, they always say his full name, and it's always 3 names. I don't have a middle name. Mine's just Anthony Grant. That's it. So it's always a 3-name person, and it's the same MO. That's how they tell you it's some bullshit. Yeah, Trump speeches is always funny as hell. King Gabe, what's the deal? Silk, I appreciate you watching. Yeah, Junior. Yeah, the rest of that's what's coming up next as well. It's going to be 3 books of the Bible videos that's going to be coming out at the same time. The next 3 books I'm going to release coming out soon. They're already done. It's got to edit the videos, and they're really good. And we'll finish up the Bible series. I'm finishing up a lot of series. So that was the end of Saturn and Satan. The Saturn and Satan final. Like I said, I saved the best for last. You see how everything got wrapped up. Everything I was saying in those previous videos, you see how it comes full circle, and how you look at what was going on with the Hebrews and see how it fits with black people. And like I said, we left a lot of stuff out, and I had to leave it out for a reason, because it fits in with that last one. So you can look at what's going on, what's coming up with Saturn this year and next year, and then how it all fits in. It's a deep video. Boss King, what's the deal? Boss King Rob. Jacob, what's the deal from Boston? Marcus, what's up? Yeah, I know I gotta make more content. A lot of people ask me about Islam, making more content about Islam. I have the Islamic videos that's on YouTube, but I got to make more content about Islam because there's a lot of people asking for it. It's just that when you get into this whole thing, Islam is the easiest one to just debunk. Just because, like, I mean, it's so deep. It's just those people with Islam is, and that's crazy to say this, but it's true. They are far more engaged with Islam than Christianity, because they live that life. Like, Islam is a fucking whole lifestyle. Like, they don't live Christianity. Christians are bullshitters. We all know that. But with Islam, I mean, they're born into that, especially the ones that's, over there in the Middle East. They're born into that whole thing. And a lot of the retractions I get and the arguments I get are mostly from Middle Eastern people who were born into Islam, and that's all they know. They know Sharia law, they know Islamic laws, they know what's going on with the religion, and it's hard for them to even fathom that where they grew up at and the whole civilization and everything being, built up around that religion. It's hard for them to fathom that their religion is some bullshit. But if they actually did the research, it's the easiest one to debunk because it's the newest one. And when you look at, the fact that we got these, I talk about this all the time, the prophets from Judaism and Christianity, and the fact that Islam comes in right after the war with the Romans and Arabs is down. It's just like, it's easy for you to fucking debunk it and dispel that whole religion. So I got to do more on it because it's going to play a major role, as you guys, I've talked about this before, it's going to play a major role in, what's going to lead up to major wars and everything like that. Islam is a big part of it. And I have to really tread carefully with Islam because there's a lot of Masonic, Shriner stuff in there. Like I said, there's rules to this shit. It's just certain shit you can't talk about and reveal. So yeah, I'll get into it though. I'll definitely release a lot more. Yeah, right. Islam is Johnny come late. They created it. Rome created it because they had to create something for the Arabs to rally around, since they were going to be used in such a big way. Plain and simple. And they had to do that because, one, Judaism is not going to really fit them, even though we know more Arab people was Jewish before Islam. It was Jewish and Christian before Islam, but it's not going to fit them. And so is Christianity is not going to fit them. But the main reason why is because you can't have these Arab people committing all these crimes and, called terrorists and everything like that and be claiming the religion of Christianity and Judaism. So they had to give them their own religion. so that when they do these things or use them to do these things, that it's not traced back to Christianity and Judaism, and then everybody's not looked at. Now, if you're Muslim, people looking at you funny. But if they were Christians and stayed Christians or Jews, then we'd be looking at each other funny, like, well, what's going on? What about the religion that we don't know, that they know, that's causing them to do all this terrorist shit? So Islam was created for that reason, for them to be used to do what they've been doing. Plain and simple. Excuse me. Sue Ryan, peace. What's the deal? The shooter was in a BlackRock commercial. I didn't even know that. The new Saturn State video. If you never pay again, remember it's on Merkabah Academy. It's in a never pay again section. If you use the link to get the last two videos, it's on Podia. Go back to that link where you downloaded those two videos for $9.99. You'll see stock market final as well as Saturn Satan final. They're both there. Biden not going to survive 4 more years, probably. He's going to fall down the steps and break his neck. Let's see. Canada is always a safe zone. But you gotta remember, it's still run by Britain, so we don't know what they got going on there. Anybody that's having issues right now, talking about cyber attacks and everything like that, you gotta watch out. I talked about in the guide of 2025, because you gotta pay attention to what's going on with Brexit and what's happening with trade over there. They're gonna have major issues and overseas, and probably Canada as well, because of trade. And Trump election, Trump presidency, just because his policies is going to cause trouble with trade, maybe, possibly, but it don't matter, because we're going to come, and then, like I said, the world can't afford for China to be at war. Plain and simple. If y'all really understand how this shit work, we can't afford for China to go to war. We just can't do it, because the export from China, especially America being #1 to export from China, is not going to be good. So it's just going to be a problem. It's going to be a shortage, which I talked about before. That's a good question. The Nagas. The Nagas is a good question, because you can half man, half serpent, could be the missing link. I mean, that's a good question, because one, it's something to think about. As I talked about Maria Gambudis, yeah, she had some of the oldest artifacts ever found. And some of those artifacts, coincidentally I should say, are of half man, half serpent beings. So the fact that we have that, and that's in Turkey, where she found a lot of those at, the fact that we have those old artifacts in Turkey, as well as in Asia and China, ancient Japan, we find this half serpent, half man being. So it's something to think about. Who knows? That's a good question. Can humans exist without the moon? Yeah, because it looks like we did exist before the moon. So we have actual artifacts of people talking about Earth before the moon. I talked about this before in one of the Saturn Satan videos about, remember, there's a bunch of books written on the moon, a bunch of information on the moon about the moon being a construct, about the Earth before the moon, and how the that's probably what caused the so-called the flood was the earth, and it's just theory. I'm just giving you guys. So I was telling my homie this the other day. There was a lot of ancient, I'm just going to say like stories about what was going on this planet, and it was all over the internet for a while. So a lot of the stories I give you guys, a lot of shit I'll be talking about, a lot of it is from me compiling information from a lot of those old stories. And these I'm talking about ancient stories. I'm talking about stories that go back to the BC time, as well as up to like the, I'm gonna say like the 1200s, right? And these are stories about a lot of shit that happened on this planet. The thing is, in a lot of these stories, I mean, you had the problem was with days in Greek, excuse me, Greek, Latin, what's the other language? Slavic. There's a lot of ancient languages. So a lot of people just didn't know. When I started out, I took the time to fucking translate. I mean, it took me months to do this, to translate these stories, and I studied these stories. The problem is today, you cannot find them. I have them written down in my notes, the names of some of them. You can't Google and find none of these stories, no fucking where. They're gone. So I put out a video called Our Power. You guys remember that. Everybody asked about that video. YouTube took it down. That Our Power video was a really fucking deep video. I think I have it in my computer somewhere. But Our Power, everything I talked about in that video was a compiling of a lot of those stories. And in a lot of those stories, they talked about the Earth before the moon. And that when the moon came into play, that's what supposedly caused the flood, because the waves just like wiped out a lot. And that's supposedly what some people say what wiped out Atlantis, what wiped out Lemuria, what wiped out a lot of civilizations or what have you, was when the moon came into place, and then you had this tidal flood that happened. And yeah, so it was people before the moon, according to a lot of ancient writings, and people, scientists, researchers said as well. And when the moon came in, which the moon is supposedly tidal locked, so it's like a synchronicity with the tidal, with the waves, the oceans, and the moon supposedly, which would make sense. And yeah, so we know it was possibly people before the moon. From everything I've seen, I'm gonna say yes, it was. And so without the moon, we could survive. Remember, I put you guys on game. A lot of those movies is giving you that understanding that the moon is a problem, and which is why it's destroyed in a lot of movies. And it's this whole thing. And I talked about this in the new Saturn, Satan. Remember, everything is Saturn, our sun, and the moon. That's it. So when you understand a lot of these guys they're talking about with different names, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about Saturn, they're talking about the moon, they're talking about the sun. So in Saturn, Satan Final, we really got into, so as I said in that video, you got to think about the stories they give you in the Bible have dual meanings. It's a lot of different meanings in those stories. And one of the things a lot of people didn't realize, and I had to skip over it because I would have gave it away if I would have put it in earlier videos, is that how they're giving you that the Hebrews are black. And they're giving you that because what they're trying to tell you is, one, them coming out of Egypt and then coming into Judaism, who is that fitting? Those people who were indoctrinated, as I showed you guys, one, in the Cairo Museum, I showed you guys the picture, the statue, of Serapis. I took that picture myself of Serapis. So that's proof, one, that an image that looked like Jesus Christ existed before Jesus is supposed to have been born. That's one. Two, it shows you that they was trying to get black people to worship God as a white man long before Christianity and everything else. That's two. So you got to think about, they was trying to indoctrinate those Egyptians into this whole Serapis religion, the cult of Serapis. That ain't work. And that's when Judaism was created. Well, it wasn't called Judaism, it was something else. Remember Nestorius, I got into the whole thing, Nestorius and everything, and everybody was talking about the worship of this religion, and how it was talked about before it was called Judaism it was the worship of whoever was preaching it at the time. So a part of the confusion is when you go back and start studying early Judaism, it's the worship of whoever was teaching it. So it was the worship of Nestorius, or the worship, not the worship, but the teachings or what have you. And there's always the teachings of these different people. And when you go back and find these people, like I said, a lot of the information is just gone. It's hard to find. We have the Septuagint to look back to, which we don't have the originals. So it's tough to find out who said what and did what. We only can go by basically the information I've been giving you guys so far. Let me see. My bad. No, Jupiter can be wiped out of the equation because with Jupiter, um, and I got a video coming specifically on Jupiter because as I talked about with Jupiter, you have it don't matter because Jupiter more is more metaphorical of being the all-powerful God, the God. You know, when you really understand it. So you got Saturn, you got the Moon, you got the Sun. So Saturn would be Satan, as we know, and then the Moon would be God. What the the Sun would be God. What the Moon represents is this balance. It's like a balance. It's metaphorical. So if you understand with the sun speeds up atoms, right? Saturn slows down atoms. That's the big picture. Now, there's a balance between the two, which when you understand, we're living in a part of the universe, this what we call this solar system. And you got to know some more for this to understand, but some of you guys are going to understand it. We're living in this area, and in this area is matter. Plain and simple. Outside of this area is not matter. And that's the part that's going to be hard for people to grasp. So what we call this solar system is material matter. Outside of it is not, because what Saturn is doing is slowing down atoms to the point where you can create elements, which with elements we can get, material. And in this, what we call universe is a materialistic universe, which is Malakuf, the lowest level, the lowest stage of existence. Now, the whole representation of outside of all this is supposed to be water or liquid energy, because what we are souls inside of a body. Like that's what we really are. We really are energy. That's at our essence, at our core, we are energy. We're a soul that's living in the body. Much like I'm in this car. This car is just an extension of me now. I'm driving it. But when I get out this car, I'm the real me. And it's the same thing with your soul, right? So outside of this is like, if you think about it, is like where energy can survive and travel and move in its purest form, in its real form. Matter can only exist within this whole situation. So them telling you that a big ass spaceship is going to come from space, and I hate to ruin it for a lot of people who love Star Trek and all this shit like that, that shit is not going to happen. If a spaceship comes down, it's from here. Or even if it's from one of these planets, the solar system, it's from the solar system. It's not going to be from outside the Milky Way galaxy, this where matter is being slowed down at. So I want you to think about that. And don't get me wrong, it's big, it's a lot of space, a lot of area, but it's only here is where matter is being slowed down that we know of. But again, we don't know what the fuck is outside of this planet. We can only go by the research. And from my research, that's what it looks like. Saturn plays the biggest major role in existence that we can look back to. Everybody worships Saturn. So as I put in Saturn, Satan Final, everybody did. So all these guys that we're seeing, and as I broke it down, when you look at them, they all go back to Saturn. Even in ancient Egypt, goes back to Saturn. So you guys will see that in Saturn, Satan Final. Like I said, I had to save that for the final video and bring it all together. Yeah, even in Dragon Ball, Piccolo destroyed the moon. The moon is a big deal. So the moon would be kind of like the moon is called the Earth's natural satellite. So it's kind of like what's being used to amplify, let's just say, to make it more simple, change the DNA. Understand? To change the DNA, and that's deep. It's a lot more, too much to get into with that shit, because everything was one way before that, and then it changed. Hour 9, what's the deal? Yeah, listen, World War II, they don't want us talking about that shit. I mean, like, whenever, like, you guys don't know, like, so many videos that I post, and, like, as I'm uploading a video, YouTube takes it down, or they give it, like, a strike or something like that. So if I notice a video is taking too long to upload, I take it down. because that means they're analyzing it too much and they take shit down. There's so many videos I posted that I couldn't post. It's the reason why I put the videos for sale out, because I can't put it on YouTube, and it's just how it is, and that's why I do it. But for some reason, anything with Hitler or World War II, they always flagging it. Now, as you guys see, you can't. They gave me a strike because in the intro video to one of my DVDs, I had just a little clip, fast clip of black people being hung, back during segregation and all that, and they took the video completely down, flagged it. You can't post nothing about slavery and people being hanged and all the lynchings. They take all that shit down now. Like, they are real touchy about World War II, Nazi, any of that shit. They're touchy about. Excuse me. Oh yeah, people asked about the check. Yeah, I got verified because I talked to YouTube about the shadow ban, which, as I talked about on Instagram, YouTube confirmed the shadow ban, and they said they do it out of precaution because of my YouTube channel being flagged so much. And supposedly the workaround to that is to get your site verified, your page verified, which when I put in for verification, I wasn't expecting, because I got denied a bunch of times before. I wasn't expecting the site to get verified. So if you look now, you guys will see I actually have a verification check, which I'm fucking completely shocked they gave it to me. Probably because I was talking shit about it. But and yeah, so it probably because of the lawsuit. So me and a bunch of other content creators, I talked about this before, I can't say too much about it, but we are involved in a lawsuit with YouTube, so with Google, and that's ongoing, and that's like something that's it's a lot of censorship going on. It's a lot of I'm gonna say discrimination, because that's how I look at it. It's weird how you have so many channels on YouTube that have far worse content than mine, that never had any strikes. All their videos are monetized. Some of the videos that they demonetized on my page, that's like completely like normal, regular shit. I mean, it's people who got far worse videos on their channel, and their videos are still up and running fine. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, it's not just me. It's a lot of other content creators that have having that issue. Let me see. Hold on. A lot of you guys up here. Let me see. Yeah, I know. I got to get more on Hindu and Greek teachings, which Greek mythology is still be going on. I got videos coming, more videos coming on that. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see.